welcome to a brand new episode of Sequel Rights, the podcast where we take a look at the franchises that make you go, they made how many of those? And we give each and every sequel a fair trial. My name is Justin Camps, and I'm here with...
Elizabeth Helly as Elizabeth Helly.
Oh, and...
utility infielder Tyler Hymanson.
Ooh, good one. No golden receptors here this week.
Yeah.
We're talking baseball. Baseball. Yeah, we're just gonna keep bringing up The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Here we are, continuing our Air Bud coverage. Mm-hmm. Got to catch them all. Here we are. This is Air Bud 4, also known as Air Bud 7th Inning Fetch.
There's nothing that happens in the fourth inning.
Yeah, they just gloss over the fourth inning.
Yeah.
No big deal. Just a couple runs or whatever. But we are excited to get into this one with you guys. But before we go too far, Eliz, where can people reach out to us?
Yes, please send us your comments, questions, concerns to sequelrights@gmail.com or find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube at Sequel Rights.
And rate and review us wherever you're listening. Feed the algorithm all those stars. Helps other people find us. If you've already done so, go to that whatever social media you prefer. I like a dormant GeoCities site for weirdos. And talk about former things that we've talked about. We've covered so many things. Missing in Action. We'll talk about that one. Go revisit the Chuck Norris.
What movie is that?
Yeah.
What movie is that?
Yeah, go back to Chuck Norris for some reason.
Or don't.
Or don't. Actually, don't do those.
Oh man. All right. Well, I'm excited about this movie because
It's a whole new ballgame.
I mean, literally, by definition, yes, it is.
Stop trying to make
way.
fetch happen, Air Bud.
Oh man. All right. Well, let's get right into our discussion of Air Bud 7th Inning Fetch.
He was the king of the court, golden boy of the gridiron, superstar of the soccer field, and now he's in the big leagues. Let's play ball! Buddy is back in an all-new movie, Air Bud 7th Inning Fetch. This time, it's bigger than the game.
The puppies are gone.
That junk dog numbers are at it again.
Oh, no.
And all the clues point to Rocky Raccoon and his sidekicks.
We've got them now. Rocky, get out of the way.
And with a team in disarray, the town needs a hero.
Hey, look. They're putting their butt in.
Buddy stepping up to the plate and saving the day.
That was an awkward place to end it, but I didn't want to play the whole thing, the whole trailer.
You know, last week we had a guest, and so we sort of glossed over it. But that one was the first trailer to not have the "y'all ready for this?"
Yeah.
like jam. And now we have poor man's chariots. Chariots of Fire. And late in the movie, they do a poor man's like Field of Dreams too, right? I don't know. Like it sounded like that to me.
Yeah, we can talk about that maybe later. I love that trailer somehow. The trailer makes it sound like the raccoon was in charge.
Right. And it does the record scratch, right?
Yeah.
It did like the...
It was a Son of Sam situation. I do believe that if you turned it up the audio track, you could hear that raccoon having demonic whispers.
The devious Rocky Raccoon and his sidekicks. Like,
If only they could have got Bradley Cooper. Rocket. As opposed to Rocky. Raccoon.
take the blood.
I mean, yeah, it literally is like, what was that guy's name? The guy who made Rocket Raccoon?
High Evolutionary.
High Evolutionary.
Yeah.
These dudes are trying to do that.
That's right. They're trying to hunt down the
Super sports gene.
the super
Super
sports gene.
sports gene.
Yeah.
I texted these guys like I sometimes
You
like
texted these guys.
yeah.
you find that
guys
gene?
You texted
as
the rest?
the host. I texted them the co-host of the podcast because I sometimes like to watch the movie or start the next movie like immediately after we record because I'm so interested to see what happens. And like within the first 10 minutes, I'm like, oh my god, this movie's got they've got CGI dog 3D animated dog thing, and they're trying to find the super sports gene. This is so insane. I love it.
It truly is insane. And it's like, can these movies get by without gesturing towards or being adjacent to some sort of dog catcher like subplot?
No, you know what, Tyler? They have a saying that I think everyone knows a saying. You either die a referee or you live long enough to find yourself
The villain.
the villain. To see yourself become the villain.
Yeah.
I cannot believe these guys turned evil.
I know.
And they were so much like, we're tired of this dog ruining every fucking sport in this goddamn town. We're gonna steal these dogs now because we've had it with refereeing.
I'm like not sure if it's actually supposed to be the same refs, but
No,
it's,
it for sure is.
I don't know. Because do they have names?
I don't know if they had names in the
This
in the
guy's
other ones.
Professor Roger Stiles, I think.
Yeah, and Carlton or something.
Yeah.
He was reffing to get through night school to become a professor.
Carlton. Yeah.
I mean, it's gotta be. You don't have the same two guys for all three movies and then not have them be the same.
Or maybe they wanted a more juicy role, so they brought them in.
They were
for-
like,
Or
look,
maybe
you
they
paid
didn't
your
want to
dues.
do ridiculous baseball umpire talk.
Yeah.
And so they were like, okay,
Yeah, that's
'cause
true.
It's more specialized in ridiculousness.
They I think Tyler's right. They put in the work as these goofy motherfuckers in the other movies going "Boo, boo," like the umpire does in this one, going like straight, like basically what he does.
baseball umpires are known for talking weird like that, though, right?
But
But
not
this was like over
quite
the
like
top.
that.
like, that was pretty over the top.
Okay.
And he was doing that weird kissing. I don't know what the fuck.
Oh yeah, that kiss. That was so gross.
Yeah.
The
I was
umpire
like-
was fucked up. I don't know.
Yeah, he was like probably.
So maybe
He's on a list
I don't
somewhere.
want to see his computer. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
that's
And I also don't think
That's so fucked up.
should be allowed that close to a school, but
no.
I do feel like they were like, let's bring these guys up to villain status.
Okay.
yeah.
But I do like the idea that they're the same guys. I don't know.
Yeah, it's got to be. I refuse to believe anything else. But
The ref was a professor?
yeah.
Yeah, no.
Refessor.
Professor.
Usually youth sports refs are all sorts of weird cornucopia of
True.
community people
True.
that volunteer their time. But anyway,
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Was that one of Glenn Powell's characters in Hitman? I'm not sure.
I was going to say, so yes, they introduced the idea that they're going to steal Air Bud and all the boy puppies
Yeah.
to steal their genes to create a super sports gene for dogs.
Super sports, gene.
Thank you.
Well, I thought it was that. I thought it was
a universal sports gene.
Oh.
I thought it was that they were trying to extract the super sports gene from these dogs.
You know how
Yeah,
genetics
yeah,
work.
and then I thought put it into other dogs,
Yeah.
but no, is it?
No, I think that they were trying to make a
For
team
humans?
of Monstars, if you will.
Because they were tired of being the refs and they wanted to play.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I'm just joking.
I mean, you could give a dog the super sports gene, but it only actually, changes like what's already inside.
That's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So if they don't already have the heart.
It unlocks the latent
It
potential.
was
Yeah.
Buddy's secret stuff, and yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think basically what you do mostly is based on your name. If your name is Stryker, you're gonna play soccer.
So okay, wait, let's go. Okay, so Molly, the mom, is nowhere to be heard
no,
overseas. She
she's-
is gone.
She's not even at the family reunion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exit the United States. Her and
Yeah.
Emma went God only knows where. And at least two of the puppies are also no longer in town. So I
Yeah.
gotta assume those were the girls.
Yeah.
Which is effed up to be like only the 4 boys can play sports and stay near
Let's keep
Air
them.
Bud.
Yeah.
They got a female dog playing baseball.
There
So-
is something in the rules against it.
Actually, there's something about female dogs.
Dogs, yeah.
that Otherwise,
We've got, so we have Shooter, who plays basketball. His owner is a basketball playing young adult with an absolutely god-awful goatee.
Yes.
yeah, and apparently all they do is play street ball all day. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yes.
That's all they do.
This
That's all they
goatee is egregiously bad.
It's pretty bad.
It's hideous. Okay, and then Duke, who we don't really know what he does, but he catches a frisbee in his picture.
Yeah, I
So
think
I don't
he
know
plays.
where frisbeeing
I think
came into this.
he plays ultimate
Discus.
frisbee. I think.
Oh, ultimate
Yeah.
frisbee. Okay,
Discus.
That's what I'm saying.
and he lives with the fire department, the fire fighter guy.
Yep.
Zach. I don't know what that name has to do with playing football and working
he's
at
a
the car
linebacker.
wash.
He's
Yeah.
a linebacker and a mechanic.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right. It was a mechanic. Why did I write down car wash?
Well, because he
I'm
has
assu-
like the squeeze. He's always holding the squeegee.
Right. The
Yeah,
dog
yeah,
was
yeah,
doing
yeah,
the
yeah,
squeegee.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I was like,
But it was like
definitely
it was like a
mechanic.
gas station mechanic.
Yeah.
He was
Small
doing the
town.
smog check.
Oh, and I think it is Washington one of those states where you can't do
Pump your
the-
own gas,
yeah.
maybe.
Oh, maybe. I
Well,
don't know.
Pacific Northwest. Anyway.
Yeah.
It's a small
And then we
town.
have Stryker, who is the soccer
Soccer dog.
one who lives with a super stereotypical Italian barber.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm underwhelmed by the cast of the Thunderbolts.
I just think it's funny that we only ever see Shooter doing the sports.
Right.
The rest of them are all like working side jobs while they're respective.
Yeah, that's
No, they all play at the picnic at the beginning.
That's true. That's true.
Except for the Frisbee one.
The Buddy Fram family reunion, which I also thought was really funny.
Yeah, that literally like the entire town is there.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
And then he didn't when he was carrying all of the meats. When Al from
God,
Home
okay.
Improvement.
First of all, Patrick has gone from being like
What happened to you,
supposedly
Patrick?
hot vet
Yeah.
to
What happened
being
to
like an older but okay looking vet to now being the tool time guy.
It's Al Borland in the flesh.
Like this is like
Richard Karn
he
stepping in.
hardcore. Like I don't want to body shame anybody, but he hardcore let himself go.
Yeah.
Like and changed his whole face and hair.
Yeah, well, yeah.
think
I would say taking on the Buddies financially ruined that family so hard that they had to completely downgrade their personalities, looks, and house.
I'm pretty sure that Patrick was fully gray haired in the last movie too, and now
I think it's the
brown
third
hair again.
It's the third child that did him in.
Yeah,
Oh,
true.
right.
True.
And made his hair turn back to brown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is insane. But the mom, they brought back, in my opinion,
Mom's
the best
back.
mom.
Yes.
Of the three that we've had.
Golden Receiver's mom is back.
Yeah, she was the one who was dating and,
She's not, she doesn't seem to notice that Patrick looks different.
No.
She still loves him all the same.
I mean, when you're taking care of a newborn.
Yeah.
That's no time. We haven't gotten any napkin factory updates.
Yeah. Yeah. Do we think that perhaps that these movies take place in a multiverse of some kind?
I think, yeah. You could tell.
Do you think that she quit her career at the napkin factory to marry Patrick and have another baby?
I think so.
I hope not.
Seems like it.
Ugh. So how regressive.
I don't know.
I wonder if that, how that's affected the napkin factory.
Yeah. We haven't heard of it. Maybe it shut down. Yeah. All those four
Shared
There's a
universe.
napkin factory in the Pacific Northwest. Not a good look.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not a good look. Deforestation.
Disney Plus, give us the napkin factory side series.
Oh my God, I would die.
I want to see those dogs work factory
I
jobs.
see them dogs.
Yeah.
I want to see them dogs.
So for those of
I
you,
made fun of. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna play another. I was just gonna say for those of you who need a refresher on the names of all the dogs, here they are.
Zach, Shooter, Striker, Duke.
That's it. That's it. Go ahead.
Yeah. I was just gonna say that. Josh is back, and in the credits, it's like Kevin Zegers as Josh Fram. I was like, okay.
In that iconic role.
Wow. Josh Fram, pretty iconic. So he's there, but he's going off to college, and his sister Andrea, who is also the same actor from the previous film, is super sad that her brother's going off to college.
And it seems like she's probably sad because she's going to be going to the same college because everybody from the town is also going to the same college.
Yeah. I kind of like the slow realization of this film where you're like, oh, it's not gonna be about Josh. But then I should have known you don't get Richard Karn just to follow Josh to college and not see Richard Karn in every scene.
Yeah, you don't get the Karn.
Come on, you don't get him. You don't get him.
You get the Karn to shine.
Are you a carnivore?
Carnivore. I did like Home Improvement when it was on. But.
Oh, that reminds me of like the guy from Andor, how the David Chun podcast say the content. Yeah. So this is also a different kind of content. Yeah. So yes, they still live in the same house in the same neighborhood, and we get introduced to Mailman Phil.
Mailman Phil.
Mailman.
My first thought of Mailman Phil, I was like, why is his ADR voice so fucking weird? It was like his voice was like, I don't know if it was ADR, but it didn't seem to match. No. It's just such an odd voice, and it makes more sense later. But when he's in this like little moment, and he's like, "Oh, it's your guys at the game," and I was like, "What the fuck is wrong with this guy?"
I was like, "That's not Alan Tudyk."
Yeah.
Yes,
that's not.
I had that same.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
But you can never be sure.
Speaking about getting mail and deliveries, we want to talk about something that can come in the mail to you, or your package area, or your apartment, wherever you live, and that is Magic Mind.
That's right.
Yes.
Mailman Phil could be dropping off a mental performance shot just for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it comes in a pretty cool looking box of 15 bottles. So you can get one for a month, or you can get 2 if you want the bigger subscription.
The packaging's awesome.
Every day or every other day. And I would just say, I've been having it now, and I'm doing every other day. But I noticed that, like, when I had it this morning, and then when I arrived at work, like, normally I'm like, okay, I'm at work, gotta get the coffee first thing. But because I drank Magic Mind in my commute over, when I got to work, I actually completely forgot about pouring myself a cup of coffee, and I didn't have coffee all day.
What?
So I was shocked that the Magic Mind energy kind of sustained me throughout the day, and not needing a cup of coffee in the morning is insane for me.
Yeah. And it does pair excellent with coffee as well if you're
It
having it
does.
at the same time. That's what I do. I do the old one too.
That's right.
Um,
All part of the magic of Magic Mind. If you guys were listening last month, you might have tried our free trial where you were getting a few bottles for free. But now, if you enjoyed it, you might be looking to get a subscription. And like Eli said, you can get it in 15-bottle cases or 30-bottle cases, depending on how many you want to have in the week. And a subscription has a lot of benefits. It's free shipping, super easy delivery. I can't guarantee it'll be delivered by Mailman Phil, but maybe.
Nor can we guarantee that
maybe
it has the
someone
Super
similar.
Sports gene, but it also has a lot of other great ingredients inside of it.
Yes.
That's right. There's easy cancellation process. There's no questions asked. It can simply be done like through a few clicks on their website portal or through text message even. And there's a money back guarantee. You get 100% money back for the first purchase. No questions asked. No bottles expected in return if you don't end up enjoying Magic Mind. And you know what? If you guys want to take advantage of a new deal that we have, you can get 20% off and actually up to 48% off using this code, depending on which subscription you choose. But if you go right now to magicmind.com/sequelr, that's magicmind.com/sequel and then the letter R, you can use our code sequelr20. That's sequelr20. And you can get up to 48% off your subscription right now. Pretty
That's
good
awesome.
deal. Pretty good deal.
Yeah, that's great. I love that you can cancel so easily too. I just had some subscription that I didn't mean to keep going, and it went going. So if only it had been as easy as Magic
I
Minds
know.
is.
They're trying to make it easy for everyone.
Yeah.
So yeah, check it out. We like it, and we hope you guys do too. And you keep Mailman Phil employed.
So we also see before Josh leaves to college that he still has that gigantic framed photo of his test pilot deceased father.
Yep.
And a watch, which I don't know, was that watch introduced in the
I don't.
The only heirloom thing was the pocket knife
Yeah.
that had a whistle.
Okay, so now he's got a watch as well,
Yeah.
a citizen watch from his
I thought
father.
I thought it was funny when they you're talking about the photo. I had this weird thought in my head when they showed it that I was like, oh God, he still has a photo of his dead dad. Like, why? But then I was like, okay, I guess if this was real life, yeah, he would still be obviously thinking about his dead dad.
At least it wasn't the
But I just-
newspaper anymore.
No, the thing that you're
This was
upset
like a
about.
new photo,
Yeah,
yeah.
the thing that you're upset about is the edit of this is
Like,
old
why do they
information.
why do they keep showing us?
Like,
He's already got a new dad.
It
okay?
doesn't, he's had 3 new dads.
Yeah, just get over it already. No.
He's still thinking about Dad 1.0.
But it
Come on,
doesn't even
let's
it doesn't
upgrade.
even add to any part of it. Like it doesn't
No.
there's nothing that it builds
He
to.
doesn't
in this-
look
in
at
this.
it longingly. Or
Yeah.
anything.
I mean,
He's like, I should kill Al.
Andrea a couple times does bring him up because she was barely born, if even, when he passed
Yeah.
away. So she asked a couple times, would he be proud of me? What was he like?
Yeah.
Or whatever kind of thing. So I get why they were trying to change it. But there's this whole thing where she's upset that he's leaving, and he offers his room, but she doesn't want it because she wants it to just stay in amber.
Right.
Exactly the same. And then she's so verklempt that she doesn't even want to say goodbye to him. And then there's an entire thing where Buddy has to run and get her, and the bike
Stop
is chasing the bus.
Yeah.
First of all, I thought it was a bus of students that were all going to the
Yeah.
local college, but it was just a regular bus full
yeah.
of old people, and then Tom and
Yeah.
Yeah, we do see
And
Tom
Josh.
for a second
We
too.
do.
He's
Yes,
also going to
Tom
school.
is still here, and he's going to. They're going to UW,
Yes.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Huskies.
And Tom's doing a weird little dance with the husky.
yes.
yeah. So fun, so fun.
I do like though that they kind of there's new screenwriters this time, and they are both women, I think, or looked like female names. And I do think like there was more care, even though the story is ridiculous, there was more care kind of put into like story elements that we could like be in a normal movie almost. Like the way that Andrea's chasing the bus on this bike, and they establish that Air Bud leads her through like this shortcut in order to cut off the bus so that they can say goodbye. And then that comes back like all the way later in the movie when they're chasing the bad guys. They take the same shortcut on their bikes, and it's kind of like, oh, whoa, like, and we wouldn't, you know, it makes more sense because we already saw that once earlier. And there's just like a few other things like that I'm like, oh wow, they actually like seeded something earlier on and brought it back, which is sometimes more than I expect from these movies.
Exactly. Someone read McKee.
Yep. Well, who else is back? We got also Tammy.
Tammy's back in a big way.
Tammy is the shit in this movie.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know.
Yep.
She's pretty cool.
And Air Bud is like practically as much of her dog as it is Andrea's for quite a while.
It's true.
Which is pretty crazy that she wasn't trying out on the baseball team in the first place. So she's that good.
She's apparently the
They
best.
only try out for the baseball team after they fail at band, home ec, gymnastics, and something else. But yeah, they fail miserably at all those things. And so they decide as a last resort to try out for the baseball team, which has a female coach, with the team is all dudes except for these two girls. Which, you know.
And they get the requisite, like, looking at the girls like, oh, really? Girls on the team? Huh?
So do you think that the reason, like, we had last movie and this movie, we have Andrea and Tammy becoming major characters.
Yep.
We have Air Bud playing the same sports as these girls. But, like, do you think that, and we even had the women's soccer team, World Cup soccer team in the last movie. But do you think that there's still some, like, development executive that's like, it cannot be a girls sports team?
I think so.
Or like, do you think because they're like, no one will want to watch that? Or because they're like, Air Bud is a boy dog. He cannot be on a girl sports team. So the teams
he played on the
have to
women's-
be co-ed or boys.
Well, he did play on the women's soccer
He did
team.
play in the Women's World Cup.
So I don't know.
So yeah, it's just straight up institutional misogyny.
Yeah. So instead of, you know, having it be like an all girls team, they're like, we got to have this co-ed team.
Yeah.
But the like, it's only boys other than them two, and the other teams are also all male.
Yeah.
But they had a female coach. So I don't know. It's like
Yeah, I
weirdly
don't know.
progressive and transgressive at the same time.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, she's so good that she ends up making front page news in full color print.
Oh my God, there's this super long montage of their first few games.
Yeah.
And I assumed that it was like multiple games because there's multiple newspaper headlines. But then also it kind of seems like it was all in one day because everyone's wearing the same clothes. And the sign that the first dog is missing is like still there. And I'm like, I don't think he was missing for like weeks.
I thought, I had that same thought because you see like the sheriff put the sign up, and then there's this huge long montage, and then like they show Andrea going to like get some concessions, and that's where she sees the sign, and she's like, "Oh my God, a dog missing!" I'm like, "This is the first time you saw this." It does make it seem like it's weeks
very
later.
Confusing if it's weeks later or in the same day, and they just decided to show you all these newspaper headlines.
Who even know if they were real newspaper headlines? It just might be a way to convey how great she's doing.
Yes.
I don't know.
I don't know, like, I don't know what they had by this time, but, like, it reminds me of, like, the Windows Movie Maker, like, newspaper spinning, like, filter thing that you could do. Or
That was around.
One of the other headlines said, like, boat crash shuts down marina or something like that.
Yeah, and some of the other headlines would be, like, missing dogs. Missing dog,
Just, like,
you know,
random
concerns, sheriff, or whatever. But, yeah, and we just see that Andrea is, like, sucking the entire time.
Yeah.
Like, she's not even playing. She, like, Tammy forced the coach to let Andrea on the team, essentially.
Yeah.
She threw her weight around.
Yeah, she was
But-
kind of like, I ain't playing if she ain't playing.
Which is sort of weird because, like, why would you even do that to your friend if they suck that hard? Like, wouldn't you want them to go succeed at something that they can be good at? Like,
I get that she was like, we have to do everything together. It's just, you know, it's like, it's a young friendship thing.
yeah, I guess so.
Did you guys hear this amazing? You know, they're at the
Oh God.
they're at the high school, or is it high school now? Right?
No, it's
junior
junior
high.
Yeah.
Junior high, right? High school's probably gonna be next week. This was my favorite line in the entire film. Did you hear this in the background? don't know if you can even hear
Coach over here.
Someone says, "Oh, Justin over here."
Oh, okay. There we go. Wow.
I took that out of the background noise. Sorry.
Okay.
Anyways, I'm just pressing buttons.
I
I got more for later.
we kind of skipped over the first dog abduction, but the plan, and I don't know why this plan works, but these two refs who are now genetic engineers, scientists, they have
As you
this
do.
raccoon, and they have a ring of keys that we don't really know what it's for or why the raccoon likes it. But they throw the ring of keys, the raccoon goes and gets it, and then the dog, I think, sees the raccoon and then chases the raccoon. The dog doesn't care about the keys, right?
No.
Okay.
I'm assuming they train this raccoon
To retrieve keys?
fetch keys. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, this is your little thing. Like, go get it.
Well, that makes it even more messed up that the trailer's blaming him for these crimes.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's not. the raccoon has no say over anything. He's just following orders, I guess.
He just wants to go to space.
Just
okay.
following orders. Yeah.
And also, I would say this is like this whole genetic thing, and then we'll talk about the very end, but this is the first time that, like, they are fully leaving behind any grasping thread that they had left at reality and going into full on like fantasy / science fiction.
That's why I was so excited when it started like that, because I was like, whoa, this is crazy.
Because, okay, so yeah, it was crazy that Air Bud went to the Women's World Cup, right? But it's still plausible, I guess. This one, the genetic engineering done by 2 local referees. And then we have to talk about the fact that Air Bud can bat.
Yeah.
With his neck. With the force.
Whoa.
Wait, sorry.
Okay, we gotta hold back. So every
Okay,
film has some fucking stupid moment where they're like, "Whoa, you could do that!" And this one, like, I think when Mailman Phil shows up, she like. They're all out there, and she's got her glove and a ball, and I think she like trips and throws the ball in the sky.
Yeah, well, the
And
first
she's like,
time,
"Whoa!"
the baby drops the ball. Air Bud catches
Oh, yeah,
it,
yeah.
but Andrea doesn't see. And
That
the
was
mom's
really
like,
confusing,
Hey, did
too.
you see Air Bud grab the ball? But she doesn't even hear her because she's so mad at her mom for, by the way, paying more attention to the baby than
Yeah.
her. This is a whole thing throughout the movie.
That scene with the baby was so confusing to me because I think I maybe like blinked for a second, and then I saw Air Bud catching a ball really aggressively. I was like, "What the fuck? Where did that baseball come from?"
No, the baby just dropped it after it peed in her face.
Oh, that's another thing I was gonna say. I was not expecting our Air Bud star to be peed on in this.
Right,
film.
we
No.
did say that this is like one movie later than we predicted that pee, poop,
Yeah,
and
bathroom
Right.
humors,
puke would
yeah.
come into it. But it was a human
and it's not
pee.
from the dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Progressive transgressive.
And so then, yeah, when she
theme
meets
of the film.
Mailman Phil, or when she sees him, she drops the ball. Air Bud catches it, and she's like, "Wow, you can catch it," but she still
still not
doesn't bring
like-
him in.
Yeah.
And then we have the montage where after Tammy gets hurt. Which, by the way, like Randy, this other kid on the team, is freaking
Randy.
evil.
Yeah.
And he's like always being like, "You guys suck. We're bad because of you, Andrea." But I'm like, you literally purposely injured the star pitcher.
Yeah.
You threw a ball like directly at her elbow when she told you not to. Like, and
Yep.
Yeah.
not pitcher, sorry, catcher.
The catcher,
Yeah. And it was just like so egregious, the fact that he felt he had any right to keep complaining about these girls ruining the team. Anyways. So Tammy's out for a while, and Andrea's like, "I gotta do a sports montage."
Yeah.
to
Andrea, who's
make
been
it."
riding the bench this entire time.
She plays for one game and she's horrible.
And then, she's horrible. And it's a bench of 1, apparently.
Yeah. Well, they have to do that because then they need the excuse.
yeah.
They need to get enough players out for Air Bud to have
Yeah.
to come in. That's every movie.
Because Randy
It's like,
also
yeah,
goes out.
Yeah, it's like,
eventually.
Randy, if you
Yes.
hate this so much, ask one friend to play.
Yeah, so for the final game.
That kid
or
doesn't have
whatever.
friends.
Yeah, fair enough.
That kid doesn't have friends.
Randies don't have friends.
They
That's
had
what
to
we
get
know.
Randy out.
So let's talk about this montage.
The montage. At first, I thought it was cute because everybody's using the, like, what do you call it? Throwing machine?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I've seen this at batting cages, but I
Yeah.
haven't so much seen it been used for throwing.
So yeah, they're become really customizable now, and so
Okay.
you can do a bunch of things where it's a pitching machine, but you can have it in
Okay.
throwing, and it can simulate a bunch of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Airbud is putting the balls in the machine and she's, going out for catches, which I was like, oh, that's like a fun way for him to play with her.
Yeah,
That's cute and creative and in the realm of reality, and then he puts it in the machine, she catches it, she throws it back, he catches it, they're playing catch.
Oh God, Airbud got caught in the machine.
And then all of a sudden, with no pretense or lead up, they just skip to batting.
There's a moment in the montage where like Airbud's like looking around and then like all of a sudden it zooms in on his eyes like and then he sees like it shows like he's looking at a bat laying on the ground and he's just like, I gotta get that bat. And he picks it up with his mouth.
And the way that he bats is that he stands, like a normal batter would stand, looking at over the home plate.
But he looks forward.
Yeah. And then,
which would be not looking at the ball.
No, you have to look forward because the bat is horizontal in his mouth.
Yeah.
Over his right shoulder. Look. And then when the pitch comes...
Dogs' sensors are so sensitive that through sense of smell and hearing, he can tell the difference between a four-seam and a splitter and all the different pitches.
No, it's not even about when he knows how to turn his head for me. It's just that no neck turn of a dog or really any creature can create enough force for a ball to actually go far off of a bat. Even if he managed to turn his head and the ball hit the bat, it would just fall on the ground. Yeah. It would be like,
and he breaks some teeth.
Well, it looks so funny because you can tell that it's just like he's looking forward, and then the trainer or whatever is just like, over here, and like, look over here, and then he just turns his head, and then they also like speed it up so that it looks like he's doing it with some sort of force.
His neck would have broke with every at bat.
It almost looks like it looks so. I think it's actually the dog turning his head and everything, but it looks so fake that it almost looks like they built like a robot that only turns his head to the right or something.
That would have been better.
Okay, but also the other thing I want to talk about with this montage. Last week we talked about a little bit how there was like all these terrible songs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Terrible songs in the movie. And this week, again, I think it's the same people with these terrible songs. And I thought the wonder in the montage was so funny.
I'm so glad you did this.
That I was like, okay, I got a couple clips for you, and we'll play the first one, and then we can like circle back and hear the. So here's the first verse and chorus of the song "Hall of Fame," performed by Rod Frias.
There's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Ring a bell, what a great day! Home run, finally my ship come in. I got it! I'm ready to play. Crack to the back, I'll be off running.
Sound effects.
Sliding in the first base. I'm making the take the field for this standing race. I'm ready to play. Hey team, I'm ready to play. Let me travel back, let me get away. Hey team, won't you put me in the game? I'm ready to lead us all to the home.
Yeah. I was saying, last week I was like, the songs were literally like, "Oops, we're not good yet, but we're gonna get better." And I'm like, that's literally what the lyrics are.
Started out with random sayings. Your ship's coming in. I'm like, what?
Ring a bell at the end of the rainbow.
Keep your eye
like that.
Look out for a 4-leaf clover.
With that part of it, I was literally dying because it reminded me of the Tim Robinson skit where he's just making up lyrics on the fly.
That's what it sounds like. Okay, let's just hear verse 2 while we're in it here. It's not the chorus, just the verse.
There's a ball down the middle of the plate now. Here's a chance for a golden glove. Great catch, that's the way it ought to go.
Great catch.
That's the way it ought to go.
It's the bottom of the ninth. Bases are loaded. To the crowd I tip my hat.
I didn't know you could do
Home
that.
run, I can end it all.
That's another
with
one.
one.
Did he say home run? I can end it all? What the fuck does that mean? Is he gonna home run? I can end it all. I think that was like, is that the guy?
Yeah, he's like, I can die now.
He's referring to being at the bottom of the ninth, bases loaded. He can end it all with a home run.
I think that was the singer actually coming through there with like some truth. I can end it all.
Was he tipping his cap
But
before the
I'll
home
just
run?
keep singing. Oh. Sorry.
All right, you have one more clip of this?
No, that was the
Okay.
that was it. It's too funny.
Stop! I'm not listening to this again.
Nice catch. That's the way it's supposed to go.
You're supposed to catch the ball in baseball, yeah. Turn your head to hit the ball.
Yeah. We got 4 balls, 3 strikes, foul ball.
You run the bases from right to left.
Better not balk. Don't let me get into the intricacies of the infield fly rule.
Take a break and get a taco.
I mean, I assume these are just like well-intentioned library. These are not like famous.
I don't think.
Singers,
I tried to
right?
look it up and see if it was even like anywhere
A
online
dude,
or anything.
yeah.
I think some of the songs are like co-written. I think by the composer. and-
Okay.
So yeah, they're probably, and they're all from the same company. So they're probably just like, some.
Vancouver-based.
Yeah.
music.
Evidence is strong that the pitch clock is contributing to increased amounts of Tommy John surgery.
There was a speaking of Canadians. There was another clip I
Love
wanted
this
to
segue.
take.
This one they've given up all pretense of
There
trying
was
to be American.
There was some part where like Andrew was like, "I'm so sorry, I messed up everything," and then Rob was like, "Sorry,
Sorry.
sorry," and I was like, "Oh God, that was like."
There was multiple stories in this one.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Which they pretty. I've been paying attention. They mostly avoided
Yeah,
that.
They did.
until now.
This is the first time that I was like, "Whoa."
That giveaway was when they're all getting in the bus. They're like, don't forget your passport to go to the UW.
I mean, no, we're in the United
Yeah, we're in
States.
the United States.
So by the time Air Bud is like really playing with the team, I think all 4 of his sons have been kidnapped,
He's a deadbeat dad.
and they're all
Doesn't notice.
Like,
He doesn't. Yeah, I was like, he doesn't even seem to give a shit. to be
well,
honest.
he doesn't live with them.
Yeah.
They've moved on. By the way, I was super surprised that the puppies were already this old because I'm like, who are the buddies? Like, I guess we'll find out in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I thought
New dogs.
Progeny
Somebody
of Shooter.
Yeah, maybe.
Yo, man, give me some paw.
Yo, man. Some poor. Some poor.
I really had a fun time watching Buddy play baseball. To be honest, he does a full-on slide into home.
Oh, that was the most egregious part. That was more egregious than the batting. Was that slide?
I disagree on what the most egregious part of this movie is.
Oh yeah, Tyler. Well, we'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
Okay.
I have a rant.
I did want to say that it's weird that the refs, scientist guys are living in this like trailer park and
Yeah.
they're living in like a RV, but the inside of the RV is like a state-of-the-art genetic lab. So much so that when they open the door to the area that the dogs are in, there's like an airlock.
Yeah.
Like you hear it go like, like
Yeah.
as the door opens. I'm like, why would that be in a ratty old beat up RV? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
It's crazy.
Camouflage.
The other thing that I thought was really funny with Air Bud playing baseball, like every time he catches the ball,
Yeah.
there's like a sound effect, like, like, I don't know. It just sounded like the sound of someone like punching a wall or something.
yeah.
Yeah,
it was like
it's like he has suction. It just like popped right in there.
They're like, we paid for Foley. We're gonna have Foley. Damn it. Okay.
it was just really weird.
Yeah, it's like someone hitting like a piece of meat with brick.
I'm testing out the pop guard.
Yeah.
Anyways, all the dogs kidnapped. All dogs go to kidnapped.
All dogs go to kidnapped.
Let me do the child star check-in.
All right.
before we get to
Child
the-
star check. Child star checking in. Child star checking. They're a child star. And we're checking in now.
Thank you. All right. So interestingly, this movie on IMDb is in alphabetical order. Like the cast is in alphabetical order, which is very rare for IMDb because they tend to
weird.
go by billing order for like legal reasons, honestly. But nobody cared for this one. So it starts out, it makes it look like the most important person in the movie is Jeff Ballard, who is Student. He was in MVP 2, Most Vertical Primate. And he's done a bunch of, like, all of these people were now at the age where all of these actors, X-Files is over, so they're all in Smallville, Together, that MTV thing, and Smallville, other CW shows, or Supernatural, are all starting to come up in the Vancouver world.
Yeah, I saw the cinematographer was like did all of the Arrow and the Flash and all that stuff there. Yeah,
not surprising. And so he also does Hallmark movies. One of his last Instagram pictures is a picture of him with Lori Loughlin in 2018, and then he ended his Instagram. No, just kidding. And his most recent credit is that he was a guest star on the Van Helsing TV series in 2021. Oh, which I didn't even know that was a series, but
Dark Universe.
Oh boy. Okay, so interestingly, we have a sequel rights crossover. Kenya Jo Kennedy, who plays little girl in this movie, maybe at the picnic or something. But she's in Santa Claus 2 as Pamela, who is the little girl who comes up to Scott Calvin and knows that he's Santa, even though I think at this point he doesn't really look like Santa.
Right.
And she says, I've been really good and I would like a dollhouse and a swimming pool. And the mom comes up and goes like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And he's like, oh, don't worry, you'll have a good Christmas if you continue to be nice or whatever.
Right.
She also has been on a Jones Soda label, but I also think anyone can be on a Jones Soda label. So I don't know why that's on her IMDb. She was in Supernatural in 2006 as Girl Victim. And now she still lives in Vancouver, and she's a special effects and makeup artist for both TV and film, and does weddings as well, and describes herself in her Instagram bio as a pansexual pixie.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, she does special effects makeup for weddings?
Maybe.
Okay, cool.
If that's what you want. Yeah.
But yeah, that's what you
Didn't she come back as like a cameo in the Santa Clauses too, or no? That was a different group.
I think that's a different girl.
Oh, okay. I thought that girl came back.
Maybe, but I don't think so. It's not on IMDb.
Cool.
Okay, so Baby Noah, who we don't really even find out anything about,
Baby Noah.
He's just there.
Baby Noah. There is a lot of these scenes that should have been reshot in terms of what Baby Noah was up to.
At this point, we know why Baby Noah's there. He's there to, if they keep making money on these movies, to be the next Josh.
Yeah.
Right.
When Andrea goes off to college.
And Noah could be a gender neutral name. However, this character, Noah, they are assuming that he's a boy at this age, but the actor is two girls. Because I think there's probably some kind of baby twins casting director network where they just, once you're born, they ship you off to be in a couple of movies and then you go home and then you never work in film again. So Hannah Maroff and Emma Maroff are Baby Noah. Hannah is a yoga instructor in Melbourne, and they both live in Australia, so they must have come all the way to Vancouver.
Baby exchange.
Yeah, and Emma, the sister, is studying nursing currently.
Oh,
Nice.
And then, so the reason that I thought of this is because you played the thing of give me some paw or whatever.
Yeah.
And so we have basketball player number 2, John Ndukwe. He was on Smallville. He did track and field in college, and now he is a security engineer at Oracle. And then let's see, basketball player number 1, Michael Teagan. I can't even talk about this guy because it's a to be continued. He will not come back as basketball player number 1, but this guy's history with Airbud Studios is unbelievable, and so I just don't want to talk about it now.
Okay.
We will come back to it. Randy, we talked about, is evil and mischievous, but Jeff Terrell, he was like a professional camp counselor for many different kinds of outdoor camps and youth camps in the area. And then he did some business affairs for a film company for a while. And now he is a full-time professionally licensed counselor and therapist, which is great. Let's see. And then Terrence, who was really the star of the team. They don't make a big deal about this guy, but he was like the player that always was doing what he was supposed to do. And like, he wasn't the star, but he was the guy you needed. Brennan Robinson is his name, and he is still up in Vancouver. He is an animator for EA, and he has worked on shows for Nickelodeon and video games such as various FIFAs.
FIFA.
Yeah. Okay, so now it's time to say goodbye to our dear friend Tom.
Cue the Dragonheart music.
Shane
Tom
Solberg will no longer be gracing the Air Bud franchise after 4 films.
Look to the stars.
And so he, I guess he's. What year is this movie?
2002.
2002.
He
yeah.
must be older than we think, because he's ready to go off into the job world immediately after this film. But he had been in a ton of movies, all the Vancouver TV shows. He was in Agent Cody Banks. And
the Frankie Muniz vehicle.
Yes. And then he started as a lighting and grip person in 2003. And also had a stint as a poker dealer at a local casino.
Wow.
But he stayed with that lighting and grip company for years and has just continued to like work his way up, and now he's like the director of sales for the whole company, which obviously
sweet.
gets a lot of work being in this Vancouver industry.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm like seeing so much of the Vancouver industry from doing this. I'm like, dude, you should move there. More jobs. What the hell?
Yeah, seriously.
Anyway, and then finally, so Tammy will actually be back.
Oh.
Here's a question for you. Does Tammy have parents?
She does. They look fake.
Are we sure that they're not just 4 puppies in a human suit?
They might be.
Where are her parents at?
Yeah.
They were there, weren't they?
I don't remember. All I know is like every time they cut to the audience, it was like Andrea's parents cheering for Tammy. I'm like, where's Tammy's parents?
Right. Okay, but I believe Andrea will also be back, but recast.
Oh,
so
no.
We'll have to deal with that when we get to it. So we say goodbye now to Caitlin Walks, who has been with us the last 2 films as Andrea. And she's kind of like a go-to for dog movies because she also starred in My Dog Skip and Shiloh 2, Shiloh season, which I guess could have been another...
we talked about doing those because they put out a box set.
That could have been part of the all-animal year.
Is Shiloh season when they're hunting Shilohs?
I don't know.
There's only one way to find out.
She's also
Shiloh season.
pretty well known for her role in the Divine Secrets of the Yaya Sisterhood.
Okay.
Are there dogs in that movie?
Maybe. And then she actually was Penny in Inspector Gadget 2.
Ah.
Oh,
So,
boy.
lots of sequels.
Is that the one
for
with
her.
French Stewart?
I think I was going to say, it wasn't Broderick.
It's not
I couldn't
Broderick.
remember.
I think
God, our
it's French-
brains
I
are
think
full
it's
of crap.
French
It is French Stewart. Yeah, no, that's right.
She isn't acting as much anymore, but she is pursuing her musical career up in Northern California and helping out as part of the band for her dad, Alan Walks, who is an American roots artist that I guess has been around for a while. And then finally, we've talked about it. It's finally time to say goodbye to Josh.
What?
Kevin Zegers will not be back.
Oh, no.
He's barely in this movie.
Oh my God! I thought he would still somehow be around
He is not around
for the final of the main series. That's crazy. That's crazy.
So he has been in a lot of things. Obviously, these movies. He's also pretty well known for his roles in Transamerica, Dawn of the Dead, and Gossip Girl. He was, I guess, in that kind of Vancouver kid star world. He became super, super good friends with Nick Carter. They did a movie together, and then he did that, I forgot what it's called already, but he did this movie with Lily Collins and Jamie Campbell Bower, sci-fi thing, YA thing. Anyways. And then he was actually really, really good friends with Corey Monteith from Glee. So much so that for some reason it's talked about in his IMDb profile that he actually received a portion of Cory Monteith's ashes after he passed away.
Wow.
So that's how close of friends they were, apparently. So, yeah.
You guys want some of my ashes? Yeah.
Only if I can throw them in the Haunted Mansion.
Yeah. I expect nothing
You just
less.
have to sneeze and then
Yeah,
they won't notice.
So, in addition to all the dog sports playing he did, he was also very good in real life at football and basketball, played, for his high school and everything.
Wait. You can't play 2 sports.
I know.
Come on.
What?
Come on, Kevin.
Which, honestly, though, good for him because it was probably excruciating of
Yeah.
everybody being like, "Where's your dad?"
You can bring the
Oh
dog.
my god. Yeah.
Oh god. Yeah.
And then nowadays he's more of an avid golfer and a weightlifter. He is married to his wife, Jamie, who is an agent at CAA.
Okay.
And they have twin daughters. And then his most recent
Do they
big
have a
role-
dog?
I don't know, honestly. He was one of the main cast members of Rookie Feds, and he did at least like 3 or 4 crossover episodes to the Rookie. So hopefully I think they announced recently they're going to try to keep a lot of the characters. So
The
hopefully he
Rookieverse.
gets to continue with
Sweet.
Nathan Fillion
Yeah.
in the Rookieverse. And that's it for the Chill Star Check-In.
Do we think the Airbud could play golf?
I think he could.
I mean, seeing what he can do with a bat, maybe. But this movie, once again, they do not go back to listing every child who was on a sports team.
That's fine. It's too much for you. It's too much.
I can do it.
I got time.
No, I don't.
All right. Is this where we talk about the end of this movie?
Well, let's see. What else happens?
They win the championship. I don't know. They save the dogs.
They save the dogs.
They continue the tradition of the star player and the star dog player arriving disastrously late to the game and no one caring.
It was so funny because it was literally the same, because the last movie, the announcers said the same exact thing, like, oh no, they're having to start without their 3 best players. And
Yeah.
they say that exact thing in this
Yep.
movie. And I'm like, okay, it's just different people, but yeah.
And Fran, the eldest, ends up taking a cab and he gets there even later for some reason because he didn't plan to be there.
He took a cab.
I think he drove. Did he?
I think it came out of a cab.
She said you drove down.
Yeah,
Like,
she said that, but I think he got
There's
out
a
of a
shot
cab.
of him getting out of a cab.
Yeah, he pulls right up out of a cab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
all right,
Maybe he stole a cab. Maybe he drives a cab.
maybe.
He's a cab driver.
There's a big car chase with the bad guys. For once, the car wasn't literally falling apart while they were
Yeah.
driving. But we haven't also talked about this sheriff character, the guy from Old School.
Skip
He's
it.
the sheriff. Yeah.
He's sleepy.
He basically looks like the real life inspiration for like the old man in Aladdin and
Yeah.
Hunchback of Notre Dame.
When he
they
hops
used
in-
the same guy, but yeah.
Yeah, when he hops in the car to go after those guys, I was like, he can't drive like that.
Yeah.
Come on.
Nothing in the rules against it.
He's so old.
Yeah, basically they end up driving into a pigsty.
Yeah. That is true. There is nothing in the world against the rules. In the rules against
Nothing
it.
in the rules about
Yeah.
that.
By the way, there was a pig trainer credited on this film too.
Oh.
And no animals were harmed.
That's
per
good,
the
that's good.
Canadian SCPA. Anyway. Oh, so Tammy has to make the final bat, right?
Yeah.
Like Andrea and Buddy help the team like get back to a tie. And then the final at bat is Tammy. And I don't know, you tell me if this is a thing people do in baseball. Are they like, I didn't tell anyone this ever, but I am ambidextrous and I am now going to bat on the other
What?
side.
I mean, you can be a switch hitter
Okay.
like that, so it's not like the most insane thing in the world.
Do they normally
but
switch within the same?
You cannot.
That's I was gonna
Yeah.
say. I was like, you can do that when you start, but I don't.
Yeah,
think
it's
you
like
can
a
Oh, you
beer-
can't switch in the middle of a game.
No.
in
the middle of
an
a bat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
seems
but
like,
no, it's like the beer fest. Like we're not that drunk. Like I'm left-handed. Yeah.
Anyways, she does it. They win.
Yay!
This game's going to the dogs.
Sorry.
No.
I really didn't like. I don't know if it was this final bat or earlier in the movie, but I really did not like it when the announcer did a awooga to the children
Oh, yeah.
playing. I was like, I mean, I guess that could just be like, wow, my eyes are popping out of my head. But I think it's like a pretty known to be a pretty sexual
There's a
sound
few
effect.
people on a list in this movie. There's a few adults on a list.
I would say I died a little bit each moment. There was either the ump saying something or the rep or the announcer guy. 'Cause
Or
I
a
was just
child
like,
or a dog on the screen.
no. Those moments are fine. These other moments made me pass away slightly. Just because it's like at the end of the game too, the announcer is like, I don't know if he's like in his, it looks like he's in his boxer shorts or something, and he's going like, and he's like just dancing around like, ooh, they won. And I'm just like, do they just put these characters in because whoever writes these movies just think like that the kids that are going to watch it are not going to be able to sit through like the sports part?
Yeah.
And they're going to be bored. So we need to have a guy going, stay right.
I don't know. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Play ball.
Well,
He
also,
literally
it's like
does
the announcers are not supposed to cheer for one team or the other.
No, not at all.
Especially if it's the only one.
Although
Sure.
he was on the Fernfield community radio, so he's kind of biased, right?
All right, yeah.
That's what he
By
said.
the way, that Fernfield sign, where is that now? Is that in like a Disney archive exhibit? Because
It
it's
probably
gotten
is.
a lot of play.
It has.
It probably is. We should look closely at those backstage documentaries on Disney Plus.
Right.
Where they're going in the vault.
I've probably seen it and I just don't even remember.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
it
yeah.
didn't-
Yeah, you're just like,
it
"Well,
didn't-
I don't care."
Yeah,
You're like,
it didn't
"Oh my God."
register at the time.
Well, I had a little bit of a jump scare right after this because right after the end of this game, it says 9 months later. And I was immediately like, did someone have another kid? Like, what the fuck? Why not? What happened here?
I don't know why they made it 9 months.
It was very weird. 9 months just made me immediately think like someone was pregnant or something. And I was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck? But no, there's a phone call that comes in. And
Yeah.
Tyler, why don't you tell us what happens, Tyler?
There's a phone call.
I almost fell out of my chair.
and someone's getting the call to the majors. And,
Getting called up.
And then there is another dramatic cut from the phone call to it is now the final game of the World Series at Edison Field, which is for now Angel Stadium, but in those times Edison Field.
Edison Field.
And it is Air Bud's playing first base, and
He's on the team.
He's on the team. He is playing in the final game of the World Series. In the World
He's
Series,
not being called in as a joke.
They've cut in at there is 2 outs for some reason, and Air Bud makes the final play, and catches it. And nobody on the team seems to care at this moment when this happens. You also see that like dogs would be terrible first basemen because they have to like catch it and then like double back to like the whole
They
point.
do show him doing that though, which I thought was
They
impressive.
did train the dog to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the whole point is that you have your foot's on the bag and you catch it. Like that's like there's
You don't have to move again.
it's and then to insult to injury, I am a giant Angels fan. Not only did they do this to this team, but Air Bud is the best player on the team. He is the World Series MVP.
Right.
And
They put him up on the scoreboard,
And then
yeah.
they show like a shitty fireworks show. Also, all the interiors are not Angel Stadium. Like it's cut
They
together.
do a few wide shots.
Yes.
And then, yeah.
Yes. But all of this to say is that, God damn it, I think we need to make another one of these because the Angels actually did win the World Series in 2002. I was there. It was not against the San Diego Padres like it was in this movie, but it was against the San Francisco Giants. And I went to game 1 of this World Series.
That's crazy. Did you see Air Bud play?
I did not. The MVP was Troy Glaus.
So this is Disney owning.
Before Disney bought the team after they won. So Disney started owning the team in 2003.
Okay, so it was already Edison.
Yes.
But Disney had not bought the team yet, but they
Correct.
still were able to do this? Oh,
It's weird.
God.
weird.
Yeah.
See, I for sure assumed, when we talked about this last week, I for sure assumed that we were already going to be in California Angels
Yep.
era, because that's when I remember going
Yep.
to like games for like
Right.
Girl Scouts father-daughter night or
Yeah.
whatever, you know? So I was surprised that it was Anaheim Angels at all.
Yep.
But oh well.
Yep.
That was a
So I guess, when we haven't won a World Series since, and it's been terrible to be a fan of the last few
Is
years.
that true? Really?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wasn't there something that they did?
The Angels, they were really good in the playoffs for a
Oh,
long
okay.
time, and like they got really, really close. And then we got the 2 best players in baseball and did absolutely nothing for them. And then we lost Shohei Ohtani.
Yes.
And now it's just sad.
You guys need a dog.
Yeah, it's like you know what?
Dog
Fuck it.
player.
Let's do another Airbud. Like,
Airbud has done it again.
He did it.
You know, I have run half marathons through
Yeah.
the parking lot of Angel Stadium dressed up as a dog.
okay.
Hey, that's pretty close.
I dressed up as Nana for
Pretty
the
close.
Tinkerbell half one time.
Pretty close.
Anyway, okay. So yeah, this movie's left behind reality completely.
Yes.
Like,
Did
I mean,
we-
it already did, but then the World Cup thing, you could have kind of been like, oh, it was a fantasy, or, you know, it wasn't whatever, but this is even more just...
I mean, I could do without these. I mean, I actually started to feel about these ending stingers of him playing professional sports, how I feel about like Marvel, like post-credit sequences,
God.
where it's just like, oh, like he's gonna go play the professionals. Like, I don't care.
It's like Airbud's like walking and Charlize Theron comes out of a cloud being like, Airbud, I need your help.
We need you to play Cosmic Ball.
It's Patton Oswalt and Harry Styles. Like, what's up, Airbud?
He's got to get called into the Olympics at some
Yeah.
point. Jesus.
Pup Olympics.
God.
He's too good.
Maybe
This
he
dog
can
is too
compete
good.
against Mario and Sonic.
Golden medal.
Yeah. I can't remember. I know last week we were trying to guess if it was going to go to the World Series or not. And I think we were like, no.
Yeah. No.
I wish it hadn't. It's just
It's funny, though.
It was.
stupid.
That's why it's great.
It was fun.
Fuck it. They'd just be like, yep, the dog won the World Series and he's the MVP. End of story. None of them, and the humans are happy about it. Let him wear.
They'd be
Let him
rich
wear
as
his.
hell. If the next movie, if they're not bajillionaires, if they're still living in Fernfield, we're gonna know that this was
they're
fake.
gonna be like, hey, you want to join the community volleyball team?
You know what I really wanted to see is that usually if you're the World Series MVP, like they drive like a big truck or like a Corvette out there and they give it to you.
wow.
I want Airbud should have driven off in the car.
Oh my god!
I love too that he has like a little
hat.
little helmet and hat that he wears. It's so fucking funny.
Oh, this was also like the first time in quite a while that they did the like disembodied dog paw
Yeah.
gag, like
Oh,
so
yeah.
that Airbud could cover his eyes when Andrea was playing horribly.
Oh no!
I think they did one of those in the first movie, but then
There
they haven't
was,
done any
yeah.
since.
Because they did the hands in and it was like clearly
right,
a
right,
fake
right,
dog.
right.
It was a fake dog
Yeah.
hand.
Which we've abandoned that, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah. I guess it's time to re-rate this one.
Wait.
Oh.
No.
Do you want to talk about the last thing?
Not really, because I didn't really have time to look it up, but I immediately noticed it.
There's a special thanks to Brian Chapek in,
Oh.
in the end credits. And I was
So
like,
I don't.
what?
Yeah. Did you look up like what he actually did for this?
No,
movie?
I haven't.
So I know for sure that Bob Chapek, the father, got his start in the home video division of, Disney, which is why he was both lauded and maligned. Like some people were like, "That'll be great for his, to watch Disney Plus," and other people were like, "He can't operate the theme parks. He's from the home video division." This is like a Disney fan bullcrap that you hear all the time, right? But his son Brian definitely also has been with the company for a long time, and last I heard he was like at Marvel. He was really high up at Marvel. He was starting to be like in the opening credits, and then I think he bailed because I haven't seen him in anything for a while, but I also don't know for sure, and I also can't look on the company directory anymore. So yeah.
I mean, he looks. There's a photo of him on this random website, and he looks like a child. So I don't know. It says handsome shooter who plays Buddy Airbud is pictured here with fellow actors Brian Chapek and Caitlin Wax.
No, Brian Chapek is not in the movie.
That's what it says.
Yeah, I think
What website is that?
It's this
it's
website
called
called
Let's Make a Star. I'm looking up the
Land
same
No,
of, landofpuregold.com.
No, he was an executive son who was there. He was not an actor.
in 2002.
How old? Well, I mean, how old would he have been?
I mean, he might have been like a teen on set, and they gave him a special thanks.
Yeah,
like,
because
as
it
a-
says he's born in 1987. So yeah.
Yeah.
That's my age.
yeah.
So he probably was just around.
Yeah, because at this time, Bob Chapek was head of the video division, I believe.
Yeah, so maybe it was just
he
like a
was
fun,
just
like,
around.
oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Especially there
Nice
was a
kid.
full-on Anaheim unit that was credited. Like,
Yeah.
So they did enough shooting in Anaheim, that would make sense he was there, I guess.
I mean, maybe they were just like they shot a bunch of kids and then they didn't realize that it was. They're like, oh shit, it's a Disney executive's kid. Like, we better give him a special thanks. So
No,
they're gonna come
because
after us.
Bob Chapek would have been overseeing even the green lighting of this movie from day one. But it could be like a thing. There's all these really famous stories about, I forgot his name, but Michael Eisner's kid. It's like Brett Eisner or something like that.
Yeah.
And how because of him, we have all these kind of rides, like, I forget which ones, but I think Indiana Jones and other things that Michael Eisner was like, my son wants this ride, so you Imagineers make it happen, you know, like that kind of a thing. So maybe this was like the Bob Chapek version of that. He was like, I brought my kid to the set of Air Bud, seventh inning fetch.
This website that also might be full of inaccuracies also says that Air Bud was given an Oscar in 1998, an honorary Oscar.
Okay.
It says,
I mean, maybe?
In 1998, the ceremony had a special segment devoted to animals in film. Buddy was named one of the greatest animal actors of all time and received an honorary Oscar.
No, I refuse to believe this.
We will report back on
We'll
this
look it up.
next
I am
episode.
going to the Academy Museum and demanding answers.
Show me the tape. Show me the tape.
I refuse. I could believe he was named one of the best pet actors of all time, but I will not believe he received an honorary Oscar. Okay.
That would be incredible.
It's like Walt Disney with the Seven Dwarves Oscars, and then on the side it's just like Buddy. Yeah, no, that would have been talked about constantly if that were 100% true, I think. But anyway. Oh, God.
I don't know. Well, Tyler, you want to, I think that's probably about it. You want to do a rating system?
How many fractured canine vertebrae would you give Air Bud?
Because of the batting?
Yeah, because of the batting.
I guess I should probably say that Bob Chapek was the CEO of Disney for a little while, and then Bob Iger came back. That's why he's famous. I guess normal people don't know that off the top of their head, I'm realizing. Okay, fractured dog vertebrae.
Yeah,
Fractured
how
dog
many
vertebrae.
fractured dog vertebrae would you give Air Bud 7th inning fetch?
I don't know.
Search for the 4-leaf clover.
I'm going to...
Ring the bell at the end of the
I'm
rainbow.
going to bump this one back up to a 4 from a 3. 4 dog vertebrae broken.
Yeah.
Due to mismanagement of a baseball bat. Yeah, I don't know. I like the change of it not being about Josh. And
Yeah.
I liked Andrea. And then
Yeah.
I ultimately kind of thought that their relationship was kind of sweet. And like, you know, that I thought it, you know, it made, I like the storyline of like her missing him. And then when he came back at the end and they were just like super happy. And I like that. And I thought she was great. And Tammy, I think, was a great character too. She's just like really fun. And you know, yeah, it's like, again, it's like these movies are a little bit all the same, honestly. So that's why I'm just like an incremental step up, because I enjoyed the characters a bit more in this one and something different. Instead of Josh again doing another sport, I was like, wow, how is he going to play baseball now? Yeah. So at least it was like a different person playing a new sport, which makes a little bit more sense than him playing a 4th sport.
Yeah.
So.
I also was thinking the same thing. I'm going to bring it up to 4 dog vertebrae because even though there's things like ridiculous, Air Bud's batting, we got these dumb referee scientists, in the end, like the core story about Andrea and Tammy and Air Bud and just like that core story was so much more interesting to me even than what Josh was doing in like the last 2 movies, honestly. Last one with the girlfriend and the British people or whatever. Ugh, that was horrible.
Yeah.
This is much better than that. I mean, even though she's been kind of a little brat, it's like the relationship with the mom and the drama with the baby and Tool Time and, you know, whatever. Like
Extra
all
points
that
for Richard
stuff-
Karn.
More Karn.
Yeah, carnivores here.
That shot where he walks away from the grill and it just like explodes for a second. I'm like, what the fuck?
He does drop multiple plates of meat to these dogs in this movie. Anyway, but yeah, like the emotional core of this girl and the story actually works really well and much better than some of the last 2 movies. And so, and Tammy is a much better character than Tom. I'm sorry. Like she actually like, you know, does things and has things going on. And
She doesn't have parents.
and
She's
not,
so
and not a
independent.
pathological liar that finds a bunch of random crap and tries to hand it to you.
Right.
right.
So I think Andrew and Tammy were great and the story was better, and Air Bud, like, actually as kind of like Josh specifically says, like, watch out for Andrea and take care of her. And he really does. Like, he sticks with her.
Yeah.
He could just be like, oh, fuck this. Josh not here. I got 4 sons around the
single.
town.
Yeah,
you know,
single
like,
again.
Yeah. He he doesn't though. He really like stays with her, and you really get the sense that like, oh wow, the dog actually, you know, took on the whole family and not just Josh, which was not clear to us from any of the past movies.
Sure.
So, I just thought that the core story was so much better that it kind of made up for the ridiculousness here and there.
I think I will agree with the number of vertebrae here, and I think for all the reasons that Eliz just said. I think that it harkens back to what made the first one successful. Air Bud helped Josh fit in. Like, he didn't feel like that he had a place there. It was the loneliness of you know, his dad dying, I guess, and that church on the lake. But I think that
he crashed in that lake.
He crashed in that lake. But yeah, I think that there's an actual arc here despite shenanigans. Again, I think that you could completely remove the villains and the movie would not change.
It's not as egregious as the second movie.
Yeah.
But
And I think that all the acting is fine, and there's only one terrible song as opposed to like a billion.
There's a bad song at the end too, but it's not quite as funny as the one I played.
Yeah, and the villains like. Yes, they do steal all the dogs, but also, like, they're just in a trailer on the side of the road, and all they're going to do is, like, take a little bit of their blood. They're not really going they're not trying to take them to Russia. They're not trying to, sell them was one of them, and then
like,
they're not trying to abuse them.
Yeah, two of them were, like, basically circus. Like, also, if the dad's a vet, like, just become a vet tech at the thing, or just be like, I think that there's like some interesting gene research that we could do. Actually, as dumb as the super sport gene was, it was better justification than all the other ones.
Yeah, it was actually. Yeah. Well, except the first one, but yeah,
true.
But that guy was horrible.
All right, well, that
in a way it treats the villains with the amount of like of respect they deserve.
Yes.
Yeah, you know, whereas before we were putting way too much attention to these villains.
I mean, and it did save us from a goddamn court scene at the end of this movie.
Okay, sorry, Justin, I interrupted you.
No, I was just gonna say that brings us to the end.
Yes.
Of our hot takes on Air Bud's 7th inning fetch. Next time on Sequel Rights, we'll be talking about Air Bud Spikes Back, which is another straight to DVD film that comes out the very next year. And I believe this is considered the last of the like main Air Bud series before we spin off into other directions.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But yeah, so what do you guys think? What is the volleyball World Series?
The Olympics.
I was gonna say the Olympics. Yeah. that's what I would say.
I don't think the Olympics will be going on anymore by the time this episode drops, but they are going on right now in real life, and so yes, we've seen lots of volleyball happening.
Yeah, I gotta imagine they've all at this point, except for the first one because it ended with a court scene. They've all ended with him going into the highest possible realm of sports.
But even that one, it was the court scene, and then it went to them, like they went to go see a basketball game, and he plays the basketball game.
He snuck in. He wasn't on the team.
They didn't. The commissioner didn't call them.
No, he snuck in, and it was like, whoa, it wasn't like a Air Bud, we need you to win world championship.
We're calling you up from the super minors. Yeah. But yeah, so I don't know. At least for me, a dog playing volleyball seems a lot easier than baseball.
Oh my God, yes.
Yes,
the dog's just got to be able to jump.
It's so similar to the basketball, if not easier than basketball, because you just need to get it over a net. You don't need to get it in the hoop.
Yep. And the dog is actually at a slight disadvantage of being shorter and having to jump higher. And like where all the other ones, it's like, especially soccer, it's like the dog can run like 10 times faster than everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, the poster shows the dog above the net, spiking the ball down. It's called Air Bud Spikes Back.
Is he spiking with snout or paw?
With the paw.
Okay.
If someone doesn't go like, oh shit, he spiked back, then I'm gonna give it 0 stars.
Yeah, we did get an actual 7th inning stretch in this movie, and we didn't even talk about how the mom was.
Oh, there was
singing
another
the national anthem really badly.
I was like, is this supposed to be a callback?
But I was like, don't do that to the mom. Come on. She's been through enough.
That was rude. That was rude.
Anyway.
I can't wait to see how it all works out. He's got the golden touch, it says.
It's a touch.
He's got
it is Olympics.
I see.
Gold medal.
Oh, yeah, golden.
He's gonna get the gold medal.
Oh my God, that would be funny if he gets a gold medal.
Yeah, he's gonna get a gold.
Again, all the other players are just like, what the fuck? This World Series doesn't count. There's a dog on the team.
No one else in the team gets a gold medal.
We gotta bribe the IOC to let airbud in.
Yeah.
They're quite bribable.
I know.
Yeah, that's what I hear. That's what I hear. Anyways, yeah, we'll be back next time. But before we go, Eliz, where can people reach out?
Yes, please email us, sequelrights@gmail.com, or find us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at sequelrights. Or you can also listen to all of our episodes ever, going back almost 300 episodes, youtube.com/@sequelrights.
300 episodes. My God.
Close to.
Crazy.
My God. Rate and review any of those episodes, wherever you're listening, goes a long way to help other people find us. And share in the madness that is. If you, too, want to know that French Stewart starred in the Inspector Gadget sequel, share that love. You can have the same brain disease as we do. And know too much about sequels.
Maybe it's a super sequel.
Yeah, maybe it's a super sequel dream. Yes.
Speaking of that, we can't let you guys go without an AI-generated song. Come on, are you kidding me?
I don't know if an AI-generated song can be better than that song you already played.
That's true. Right?
We'll have to
that
see
one
it.
does. I did have that thought, like listening to it. I was like, it sounds like the lyrics that ChatGPT spits out sometimes. Which, like I said, it spits out lyrics, and sometimes I have to change it. This time I had to write the choruses because I thought the other choruses were stupid.
He had to.
I'm trying to make the songs funny and cool at the same time. I don't know. I want them to be good songs with funny lyrics. But anyways, this one obviously is called Super Sports Genes, and it's all about our villains and just shoot me up with that Super Sports gene.
That's genes you can play sports in.
That's right. We'll see you guys next time.
In a quiet town where the sun shines bright, there's a golden retriever who's ready to fight. But it's not just baseball that's on the scene. Some villains want his pups for the Super Sports Gene. These shady guys in lab coats and shades think they can use Buddy's genes to make big trades. They're sneaky and sly with a sinister plan to kidnap his pups and make a genetic scam. Gotta get that super sport, assimilated, aggregated, super sport, coagulated, highly rated, super sport. Shoot me up with that super sports gene. The villains are sneaking, they're up to no good, trying to capture Buddy's whole brood. They think they can clone a champion squad, but stealing pups, man, that's just odd. They've got a secret lab with cages and more, hoping to unlock the sports gene's core. But Buddy's not having it, he's on the chase. With his paws on the ground, he's quick to the case. Gotta get that super sport, integrated, simulated, super sport, aggregated, highly rated, super sport. Shoot me up with that super sports gene. Buddy's on the trail with his nose to the ground, tracking those villains, he won't be bound. He's got the heart of a hero, the strength of kid. He's out to rescue his pups again and again. The villains thought they'd get away with the plot, but Buddy's got brains and he's super hot. He breaks into the lab, chaos ensues. With the super sport gene, he's got nothing to lose. With a bark and a growl, he saves the day. The villains are caught and they're put away. Buddy's pups are safe, the gene stays clean, thanks to the hero with the super sport gene. Gotta get that super sport, integrated, activated, super sport, motivated, highly rated, super sport. Shoot me up with that super sports gene. So here's to Buddy, the dad of the year, with the super sports gene. He has no fear, from foiling the plot to saving his pack. Airbud's got the super sports gene, he's got their back. Here's to Buddy, the dad of the year, with the super sports gene. He has no fear, from foiling the plot to saving his pack. Airbud's got the super sports gene, he's got their back.